What's up, everybody? Greetings, greetings, greetings from all of us. JnJ Tabletop, Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. What's going on, everybody? We're getting started with our show today. Sounds like a full house in here. Thank you to Sirenscape Games. Paul, you're headed to the gym, but we have your tab and your workout routine. Giggity. I'm not really sure what to say about that, so I'll just say hello. And then I guess we'll just go right into introductions because good lord. Good lord. Let's do something really fun and start with Izzee.
I wasn't ready for that.
I know you weren't ready for that.
I'm turning pink. All right, well. Good evening, everyone. I'm just going to say the same thing every week that I said before. I'm excited to play some D&D. And then, yeah. Whoever's next, go ahead, take it away.
Tag 'em.
Reverse order. Michael.
There you go.
I'm Michael. Great week, and I just want to give a shout out to our J&J people for hitting affiliate on Twitch.
Great success.
Yes. So thank you for everyone that's followed them and helped them get there, and that's all I have.
That's very exciting. Who's next?
You are.
I'm next. Okay. Yes, so I'm Jake. As you can see right there, I also play Vale here. I'm on the interwebs as Obi-Wan Jacoby _TV. I don't think that sounds sus at all. And I am all of the yeet to get started with this game today. Yeet. I'm not, Evan, I'm not too old for that, am I? Am I too old?
No, you're great.
Thank you, cool.
Yeah, you nailed it. Hey, what's up? My name's Expo. I got dab on.
Your yeet just got dabbed on, son.
I just got dabbed on.
My
Yes.
yeet levels are over 9,000.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm Evan or Evbo. I play Echo on this show. I'm also a streamer. Twitch.tv/it's Evbo. Same thing on Twitter. It's Evbo. If you want to follow, I occasionally stream video game stuff, music, composition, and the very rare D&D related thing. So definitely feel free to come on by and check that out. That's about all I got today. How about you, Mr. Josh?
Oh, hello. I'm Josh, the real Josh T, also from JnJ Tabletop. Yeah, you know, we do the D&D thing every Wednesday. We release videos on YouTube. Thursdays, we have another game that we play. It's also actually coming to an end, isn't it? Dragon of Icefire Peak. If you guys ever wondered about like the Essentials kit, you think like maybe is it worth it? What does it look like? You can check out our playthrough. It's on YouTube, and you could watch the finale if you want. You're one of those crazy people that likes to jump straight to the end. Then go nuts. It's on Thursday.
Yeah.
I
See,
have this piece of tape.
green screen with the blue tape. Yes. See, the thing about the finale here is it's going to be a unique finale because I didn't make the dragon. I buffed the dragon because our party was ridiculously strong. So I was like, I'm gotta give him a good boss fight. You can't just let them go over and run over the big bad. So yeah, I kind of did a hybrid between a young dragon and an adult dragon, kind of a thing. It's like a young adult. Old school D&D used to have more categories for ages instead of just 4. So.
Yeah, infant, toddler, tween,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah,
young adults.
mouthy teenager, emo teenager.
Yeah, they dealt more psychic damage, you know, when they were mouthy teenagers.
Exactly. And yes, the dragon also says yeet. You have that to look forward to for sure. Oh boy, this is how we started. So yeah. Anyways, like Josh says, JnJ Tabletop, youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop. If you're interested in learning more about D&D and tabletop RPGs in general, typically when we go into details about a system, we are talking about D&D 5e, but especially for the DM stuff, almost everything can be applied to any system out there. So check that stuff out. And then I guess we're going on to announcements. Josh, is there like something we're doing right now? Or
Should we do it right now? Yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna throw that to you.
if you remember, last week, and it might actually still be in chat, I don't know, but last week we had a giveaway going, and we were giving away a D&D Player's Handbook for 5th edition. And we picked a winner. And that winner's name is Jason Ash.
Yay, Jason! Ash, I don't know who you are, but thank you for entering.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Yes.
For everyone. We had so many entries. Like, I would have been
Yeah.
stoked to get half the amount that we got. But you guys, I mean, our Twitch, like we do some Twitch things, but our main thing was YouTube, and we were kind of like dragging our feet with affiliate. And you guys just like within like a day, we're affiliates on Twitch now. So thank
Almost
you all
tripled
so
our
much
followers. Yeah, which is not hard to do, but it was awesome nonetheless. Thank you. So yeah, I guess we will email. We could. Gleam sends them an email. Anyways, we'll contact you.
We'll send you an email, and you know, if you're here, then message us too, because that also works. But
Definitely.
we'll send you an email and get your information. And if you don't get back to us, then maybe someone else has a chance. But we expect you'll get back to us.
That's a good point. And then I guess just the rare drop schedule. I haven't seen any potential changes, so I'll just go with their normal stuff. Everything is 7 p.m. Eastern time. Monday you have Star Wars and Scotch. You got K-Magic and Darkness talk about Star Wars, and usually they drink Scotch, although I think recently Kevin was drinking beer, and everybody needs to be shaming him for that. Tuesday, we have the Reckoning Hour. There are 3 D&D games every week here for Rare Drop Roleplay, and Reckoning Hour is run by Captain Robert, and then for cast members, you've got Rec, I Love Mondays, Omni Waffle, and Riley Hot Sauce. I would just say Riley, but it's Riley Hot Sauce. So definitely don't want to miss that. And then Wednesday you got T-Rex, and probably one of the most wacky adventures you will ever see. If you want to just literally like cry laughing the whole time, Wednesday, the Bizarre Adventure. Thursdays usually Ask Broman, Friday Studio Blank, Saturday Rare Drop Rewind, and then of course Sundays Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. Other announcements, JnJ Tabletop, new videos every Wednesday. And like Josh said before, we got the boss fight of the Dragon of Icespire Peak. So Josh, that leaves the lesson. I know you said you would be talking about the lesson.
Is that you weren't doing the lesson today?
We talked about this. Did you forget?
Oh God! Oh
Dang
no.
it! Dang it! What to talk about?
Last week, well, every week, you've seen combat, right? Whether it's on our show or on Reckoning Hour. And in combat, when you attack a creature, or when you get attacked by a creature, if they hit points are going to come into play. What the heck are hit points, right? Hit points, it's a funny thing because it seems like the most simple thing that there is in this game. Like, it's just like, oh, hit points is my health. That's it. When you actually look into it and you read the description of it, it's like a combination of your luck and your just a will to live and also, yeah, like your, you know, health, vitality, all that stuff. But basically, in game turns, hit points is your life force. If you run out of hit points, which we saw last week, right, with Mac, if you run out of hit points, you don't die, you fall unconscious. And Mac, can you tell me, or sorry, Michael, can you tell me what you have to do when you fall unconscious?
You have to make death saving throws.
Yep. Yeah, so a death saving throw is basically you roll a d20 and you have to get a 10 or higher. If you get 9 or lower, then you have a fail. 10 or higher, you have a pass. As soon as you get 3 saves, you're stable. If you have 3 fails, you're dead. We go into we
Dead.
go into detail on like all of this stuff and kind of just like the wackiness of the concept, and because of the descriptions that they have in the player's handbook of it, we'll go into detail of that in like an actual video that we did last week. And if you do command lesson in chat, you'll be able to watch that. Also, just the implications that the descriptions they have in the book for this concept has on other spells, like say cutting words or something like that. But watch the video if you're interested.
I agree.
And of course, if you have any questions throughout this game, put them in chat, send us a message, whatever's the easiest way for you to do so. We'll try to check all of that, and as soon as we do a break, we'll talk about it. So
Yeah.
So that's the lesson, unless Jake has anything to add to that.
No, that sounds good. Like you said, command lesson. I think it's safe to say learning about hit points is life-changing. Come on. Dang, I was real proud of that one. Okay.
I also have to say, but before when you were talking about it being the wackiest game, you like stopped for a second and said whack, and I thought you were using that as like a trying to use lingo again. Be
Like
oh,
more-
yeah, game's whack, right? Am I right, kids? It's whack.
Skelly he just said in chat he's no longer gonna make our emotes. Oh boy. Well, that's just how that goes, I guess.
If you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I guess that leaves the recap. If you're
The recap.
yeah.
Well, the recap. Last week on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions, we joined our adventurers as they traveled through the Savalier Wood. Savalier Wood. Yeah, I got it right this time, guys. That's a thing. Watch the other videos. As we travel through the Savalier Wood, we see our group as they had just found this ruin and found some sort of thing, some sort of artifact. It was old, and they kind of looked it over, couldn't figure out what it was, and carried on with their journey. It's been about a week's time since then, a little bit less than that. As they've traveled through, they fought some nasty spiders. Mac had a very close call, and they found a tabaxi woman wrapped up in a spider's web. Or, I guess you're not really sure what could have made that web, but you find a tabaxi woman. And,
No, I verified. It was a really, really big spider.
So after you found this woman, you kind of wrapped her up, said a few words, and gave her proper burial. And that will bring us to right now. It's the sun shines and through the trees in the Savalier Wood, cool breeze comes through, and you watch as the leaves are starting to turn a bright orange and amber. It's not happening in front of your eyes, but you can see that there's a change. You know? It's not like a weird tree. You know what I mean?
Those weird trees get you every time. So if you said this, I missed it. We just finished burying. That's back. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just finished the little service that you had.
Okay.
If you could call it that, whatever you want to call it.
Do you guys think we should camp for the night here or try to go on for another hour or two?
I think that there is a chance that there may be more of these creatures. We may want to get a move on.
Yes, a little distance sounds pretty good to me.
Although, how are you feeling, Mac?
I mean, I'm not feeling great, but I'll make it.
I think if we can move just far enough to be considered away from here.
Yes, maybe another
Somewhere.
hour or so, perhaps. And then I think that makes sense. So yes, unless there's anything else we need to do, let's head out, I suppose.
So did you guys want to take like a short rest or anything, or just immediately just pop out? I just want all the information before you go.
Now I want a short rest.
Well, it's fine. I mean, well, how about this? It took about half an hour to do that whole thing that you did, so I could consider that a short rest for you guys. Well, how about that?
That works for me.
That's fair. All right, so I'm gonna use a hit dice then.
Okay. And again, for our viewers who are trying to learn the game, short rest is a time where you could spend hit dice to get hit points back. We just talked about hit points. So, command lesson.
Okay. I have regained 5 HP and my key.
Nice.
Short rest recharge. So nice.
Oh yeah.
Using 2 hit die, and I
Short rest
gained
class,
back
maybe.
15.
Nice.
Nicely.
That's very nice. Some good rolls over there.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So whoever would like to lead the way, I would like a survival check from you.
So you said we've been doing this a few days now.
Yeah, I mean, how many days? It's probably been like close to a week, because last session was 4 days, but you guys had already traveled a day or two to begin with.
Is it kind of becoming apparent that
At my tally, it's 6 days.
6 days, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is it becoming apparent that Melly really is the best person in the wilderness yet?
Every time she leads the way, she leads you guys to, green pastures and still waters. So I'll leave that for you guys to decide, but it depends how stubborn you are.
Melly would definitely, be willing to be like, oh, like what direction are we supposed to be traveling in? Oh, that way? Okay, well, judging from the sun and the way the moss is growing on this tree, we need to go in this direction.
All right, so why don't you have Melly roll a survival check?
I'll assist her.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I think you might be muted.
Sorry, I'm using the digital dice at the moment, so... Yeah,
What
Blasphemy!
What
Blasphemy!
digital dice are you using?
the ones that are on D&D Beyond at the moment.
Nice.
And then nature, so that's a 12.
A 12? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So it takes you a second just to kind of get your bearings as you kind of start walking in one direction. You're like, no, maybe not that way, and then turn to the other, and you're like, okay, this is the way. And you go forward. As you walk through the woods, and really, you have seen this. I think I might have mentioned it last week too. It's just kind of strange that like even the frogs that you've you see all sorts of wildlife as you go through, but even like the frogs and any sort of rats that scurry by, they seem more aggressive. Like you don't like the way those frogs are croaking at you. Rats are coming a little too close. Those Rain Man rats, and it's just everything about this forest is just like even the wildlife there. It's just starting to feel like darker than it did when you were on the outskirts, right outside of Shady Creek Run. But after about an hour, you find a spot where you think it would be a good place to set up camp and maybe take a rest for the night, or do whatever you wanted to do for the night. You got options.
Got options.
What do you all think? Should we keep traveling or rest here for the night?
I feel like this might be a good place to rest.
Yes, I think probably safer to travel during daylight, so... Especially if the sun has set. Might as well.
Yeah, the sun's like setting. for sure.
Go into our usual resting mode, I guess. I would just have Isla, my raven familiar, kind of doing patrols while we rest. And also, I think over the last 4 days, unless you're going to tell me your characters are kind of bugged out by it, Isla is just typically spending time with each of us, like on the shoulder, just kind of hanging out, and everyone's getting used to
Echo's
each other.
definitely into it. Echo's grown quite fond.
So what's Isla again?
Isla is a raven, and she is my familiar. So,
Does it creep you guys out when I talk to Isla?
all I would say is, does it creep you out when we're 50 feet away from each other and I respond from across the way? No, I think that's fine. Oh, you have your spell. That's what you were referencing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speak with them.
Yeah, as you guys walk through.
So you hear me cawing at it. Granted, I don't know if familiars, like, if it is alive in that sense that it would talk back or not, but
I think other than having a different
I believe so.
nature, it's a raven, or whatever form it's
Okay.
in. From my understanding.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Jake would understand the cause from here, though. Kind of just be like, oh, okay. There's Mac doing his thing.
Yep. Exactly.
Melly would definitely be looking, like, as they're walking, she's like leading the way, but when they're camping, like being like, oh, like, is it like a shiny rock? Like maybe Isla would like this. So like helping her like look for food, or I don't know if she needs to eat, but
I don't believe familiars need to, actually. I will look that up if that's in the spell description, but
I don't think they do, but yeah, I mean, you're welcome to look it up too. Is that all you're looking? So you set up camp, and you guys have, if you want to try to do anything in the downtime before you rest, that's okay too. You don't have to just automatically go to like we eat and sleep mode.
could we hunt a little bit, or try to hunt?
It's yeah, I mean, you'd be hunting it in the night. It's kind of like nighttime now, so it might be a little bit more difficult for you, but you could absolutely try to hunt, or hunt, forage, whatever you want to do.
That's true. I didn't think about foraging.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
actually, I
Yeah,
would
I
say
think Echo would definitely try to do some foraging at this point. I think starting to see everyone's rations are getting low.
yeah.
So I think Echo would. And I think he would probably kind of motion to Melly and kind of, so, you want to see if there's anything edible around here?
I think that's a great idea. I definitely don't want our food storages to get too low. So maybe berries and roots, and there's actually this particular type of berry. You have to be very careful. There's a poison berry, and then there's another berry called a boysenberry. It's very hard to tell the difference between the two of them. So when we do find those types of berries, I'll help you discern between the two of them.
Oh boy.
Perfect.
Here it is. Oh, I love the puns.
So the two of you are going off together, trying to find some food. Anybody else doing anything before? Michael, were you going to join them? Or?
I'm going to forage also. Yes.
Okay. Are you all together, or are you or what's like?
I would say within like relative like hearing distance, but not like with it getting darker. Maybe not within sight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But definitely because I could tell where they were.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So how about this? Why don't I get a nature check from each of you?
Each of us, you say?
Well, I mean, if you're holding down the fort at the camp, then you don't have to give me one. But
Well, I was thinking
So
of
from everyone looking for hunting or searching for food and everything? Gotcha.
I was thinking
everyone.
of having Isla trying to spy some deer if we could, but I
trying
guess
to
I'll...
spy some deer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a
why-
7.
You could give me actually survival for if you're trying to find a deer. because that sounds more like a tracking thing.
Okay. Well, if I use the roll I just did, I got a 5. Unless I was supposed to roll for Isla and I did the wrong thing.
I think you would roll for Isla, but I'll go with whatever. I'll let you make the decision there, because I don't know. It's not my familiar.
I'm gonna try and get more familiar with it, am I right?
I'll give you that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is good.
I just rolled another 4 plus 1 is 5. I think 5 is where I am right now.
Yeah, so Isla kind of just, swoops through and just, doesn't really find anything useful, at least.
It's actually like sticks that, like, when the sun is shining through it, it looks like a deer, but then you get close and you realize, oh, it's just like a bush that's kind of deer-shaped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
I rolled a 12 for the nature for foraging.
Okay. What else we got
here?
14.
Melly got a natural 20 for 21.
Hell yeah. All right. So, Melly, I mean, Izzee, what you found something great. What'd you find? What were you looking for? What was your goal for foraging? What kind of food did you want? Did you want the boysenberries?
Yes, the boysenberries, and also like I said, like root plants, like wild carrots, maybe something that's like hardy, and like I don't know, we could do like a stew or something.
Yeah, I'd say
carrots, potatoes, maybe. I don't know if those grow wild, but boysenberries, raspberries, blueberries.
Yeah, I'll say you found all of those things. You kind of just like stumbled into this bush and you're just like, oh, look at this. And it's just boysenberries, raspberries, blueberries. You found some carrots too, and you think that you probably have enough for, say, maybe like 4 days worth of rations from all of that, which is pretty nice. It's not bad. Echo, you also find some carrots along the way. You find some. I like the berries. So you find some strawberries too. You're well on your way to a nice fruit salad over there.
Beautiful.
And Mac, as you're going, you kind of find you stumble across a freshwater river, so you'll be able to replenish some drinking water if you all need that. And when you why don't you make a perception check for me too?
Perception.
It's more of a stream too, not really a river.
14.
14? Okay. In the distance, kind of like along the shore of this river, the coast of this river, you see a beautiful woman with long hair, just kind of wandering around.
Does she appear to be in any type of distress, or?
No, she looks perfectly at peace there, just kind of looking through. She takes a face full of water too, and just kind of walking through.
I get my water and I leave.
Okay. Good for you. Okay, roll. Let's see what thing like.
He's the only one that saw that?
He's the only one that saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he said he was a distance. He was hearing distance away from them, but not. They didn't have like visuals. Yeah. Okay. You get your water and you leave. Yeah. So you've all make it back to camp right around the same time, and you all have something worthwhile to bring to the table. And Melly has like she's got a lot of stuff. She found like a wicker basket over there too that she's carrying. It's like completely full.
Look at this convenient wicker basket we found. That's great.
So I did find a small stream, and there happened to actually be a woman nearby, just a little ways down the stream. It looked like getting some water also. I didn't approach her or anything, but I did see her. She was quite striking, but I wasn't looking to stir anything up currently. And she didn't seem to be, I don't know, you kind of get a sense about people, and I didn't get any type of malicious sense from her, but you know, I'm not at the top of my game right now, and I figured approaching anything would be a bad idea.
It's possible she may have access to some sort of civilization we're not aware of.
That's possible too, but I didn't know if we were really looking to see anybody, or if we were trying to kind of stay as in the underground as possible. So that's why I kind of just let her do things. I mean, if you guys want, we can go back by there and see if we see her, or follow her tracks. I'm sure it didn't look like she was trying to be sneaky or anything.
I could certainly use a refill on my water.
And
Yes, my skin is getting low as well.
She didn't seem to be in distress or anything?
No, I mean, if I'd noticed anything like that or anything erratic, then I may have jumped into action, but she seemed peaceful and just getting some water from the stream like it was an everyday kind of thing. I mean, I can lead you guys back to the stream now if you'd like.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Definitely couldn't hurt. Echo, can I cast light on your staff so we can see a little bit?
Oh, certainly. And I hold out the non-pointy end.
Melly will cast light so we have something to walk by and not be tripping over everything.
A wise
Now,
decision.
here's the good question. Would I be easily able to get back to this stream?
Yeah, I'd say that's something important enough that you probably would have remembered, you know, exactly where it was, because everybody,
Especially being water, I would think.
yeah,
You know?
that's huge for like a number of reasons. So yeah, I'd say no roll required, unless you got. I mean, you're just walking across like light shining. Okay.
We'll just send Isla to scout a little bit too, I think. At least in the direction that Max said. And then if Isla sees anybody, to just come back and tell us.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys probably get like within, we'll say like 50 feet of the stream, like you can see the stream, but you're still kind of like in some thick brush, so it's still gonna take you a minute or two to get there. Isla circles back around and gives you like a little like, you know, like there's just something to let you know that like, yeah, I found something.
Okay. And is Isla within 100 feet of me? Like, I try to reach out telepathically. And...
You said she would come back and tell you if she found anything.
Yeah. So,
What is
like,
that? Oh,
because we
like
can communicate
call-
telepathically.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I
Okay.
thought you meant she like flew back and was like, "Yo, check it out."
That's fine. The sound alone is probably helpful. In the direction
yeah,
and all that.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. I mean, you could look through her eyes if you wanted to, but you hear that she's maybe like 50 yards away down the street.
so whoever's nearest to me, I just put my hand on their shoulder and just kind of warg into Isla's eyes to be able to see what she sees and see if I can find this woman.
So, yeah, you see his eyes just kind of like, you know, just kind of like roll back, and now we see through. I feel like for some reason I feel like when you're looking through the crow, like it's not just like full color and everything like how it normally would be. Like it's a little like foggy. You could still see everything, but you know, if we're getting cinematic, when I'm picturing it, it's like it's just a little like maybe tunnel vision that you have there, and the color's a little off, but you kind of look around. You're sitting on a tree branch, and you look down, and maybe 20 feet down, there's a humanoid woman, long hair. She's very beautiful, just kind of skipping rocks in the water over the stream.
So just relaxed, kind of?
Just kind of chilling out, yeah.
Okay.
At a time. As the time passes, she starts to get up and start walking closer to the water. Say at that moment, the rest of the group would approach the stream. Again, it's like 50 yards back down, but you can see that there's a woman there. And Jake, I'm assuming you're still like warped.
As soon as I felt like we were actually getting close, I would go back to normal.
Okay. Yeah. So you go back to normal. You know, your eyes kind of go back. You're like, ooh, you know. And I don't know why I feel like you know.
I'm still getting used to it. It's not something I haven't even been doing it for a week, so.
But yeah, you can see about 50 yards down, because it's kind of a low light situation. You do have some light. You can see her, not really like super clearly, you know, but you could see her.
I would just go out into the open to get some water from the stream. I mean, shoot, it worked with Echo. Echo's a friend, so.
Yeah. So you're like walking straight towards that area.
Yeah,
right?
like, I'm sorry, is she on the other side of the stream?
Not on the other side, but like half of 50 yards is like half a football field down the way. Yeah. Okay. So it's gonna be a walk, not a long walk, but it's a walk, you know. So
if it looks like she's seen me and I've seen her, I would just wave, you know. Hello there.
She kind of like looks quickly and sees you and makes like eye contact with you. She's got these
smile.
Deep green eyes. And she begins to walk into the stream.
Okay. It doesn't say anything, huh?
Doesn't say anything.
I guess I would just refill my water skin at that point. Just kind of look back at everybody else at this point. Kind of shrug.
Echo definitely shrugs back.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you
is she coming towards us, or is she just kind of keeping her distance?
She's kind of like walking just straight into the water and like kind of getting just like deeper into it as she walks through, right in the middle of the water, and then walking kind of towards you guys.
How deep is the water?
Where you're at, it's probably only like we'll say 2.5-3 feet deep at like its deepest spot where you're at. But she seems to be like, as like with every step she's taking, she gets like lower into it. And you know, by the time she gets within like 30 yards of you, 25 yards of you, she's like chest deep in the water.
Like deeper than it seems the water is.
Deeper than it seems the water is, yeah.
I think at that point, Echo would take a step forward, not holding the stick, not holding the spear up, but like kind of leaning on it a little bit more, like just kind of taking a step forward, and he's a little bit unsettled by this, and he just kind of, ma'am, are you all right?
She keeps walking in. It's up to her neck. your chin. And slowly just, she's underneath now.
Is there any, I mean, outside of the things you're describing, is there any other indication that she's like being weird or hostile, or like does she seem like flat in her expression?
Yeah, I mean, like, she's not really particularly like happy or sad to see her or anything. She's kind of just walking towards just normal
Yeah.
expressionless face, and then she's, well, I mean, not necessarily she's gone, but she's on there.
I think I would take a step or two away from the bank.
I'll be honest, I think Echo actually just like panics and thinks that this woman is drowning and runs to try to save her.
Oh boy.
Like, really? The full on honesty, that's what I think that's what he does.
Yeah.
So he drops he flips the stick around the other way. No, I guess the same way, so that the non-pointy end is forward. And just makes a break for the water. He drops his pack on the ground, and
I want to try to stop him as he's starting to do that, if I can.
Okay.
I don't know if I can react fast enough, or if I notice quickly enough. That's up to you. But
I'll say you notice, but how do you try to stop him?
I kind of like want to grab it, like his collar, like because he's wearing the gi kind of a thing, isn't he? If I'm not mistaken.
He's wearing a
sort of, yeah. It's like
waistcoat, right?
Yeah, basically, it's a waistcoat that
I literally would have tried to like
bottom.
grab the back of his collar to kind of like, pull him back.
Okay. Why don't you make sleight of hand and Echo make what kind of dex check? Acrobatics? I don't know, whatever kind of dex check you want to make.
Okay. Yeah, we'll call it acrobatics. It's a 23.
19.
Oh, that would have been really good.
Yeah. Well, you kind of like catch at his clothes for a second, and he just runs past. You felt that he had a hand on you, but
yeah, I'll say Echo definitely reacted to that for just a second. Like, he felt the hand and then just like, no, and just runs and tries to I think the first thing that he does is go to where she is and like kind of stick the end of the walking stick in the water, as though to like, here, grab this. And yeah, but not really kind of saying anything because he doesn't really know what to say. He's just kind of like, yeah, here.
How far in the water do you think you try to put it?
How far in the water? I guess as close to the middle as it'll go. So I guess let's say, I would imagine I probably can't reach too far in. So I think I probably only get it like a foot or so submerged, maybe a foot and a half.
Yeah, nothing grabs at it or anything at all.
All right. Is it still lit up?
Yeah, that is the side that's still lit up. Yeah. So as you thank you, as you put that end of the walking stick in the water, it kind of just illuminates the water, and actually it looks kind of sick just with this light just shining underneath. You can see clearly some fish going by, and rocks and algae and all the things that you would see in a body of water. And it just goes probably 2 feet past where you had your stick. There's nothing else there. This is where she was the last time you saw her, at least. But
okay. Yeah, Echo just kind of turns around and like looks at everybody else. She's gone.
There's something unnatural about that. That's what I was trying to grab you for. I would get back personally. I mean, I don't know what she is, but there just doesn't seem something right about that.
Right. I'm sorry. And yeah, he steps back, and while keeping an eye on the on that little river or creek or whatever it was, grabs his pack, throws it back over his back, and meets up with everybody else.
Mellie's gonna take her rope out. She's gonna tie it around a rock. She's gonna dismiss the light spell on the staff and put it on the rock. Can someone throw this into the water as hard as they can?
Where do you want it to go?
To where she was.
I cast Mage Hand and just grab the end of the rope and just put it to where. I mean, there's a 30-foot range on it, so I think I would guess I could.
Yeah, you would definitely be able to do that. And as Melly dispels the light, it just kind of like there's a moment of darkness, and then the light reappears. As you said, you cast it again on the rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you put this rock down in the water, again, it goes from this dark, like, you know, as you're drawing near, it's almost like a flashlight looking down on it, but as it goes in there, it just illuminates the water. And it's more of the same thing. You know, the rock is now on the bottom of it's on the floor of the water, on the dirt, the ground, but you don't see anything out of the ordinary.
I was hoping maybe she would see it and grab it, but I don't even see her. How quickly is the water moving?
Good question.
I mean, it's moving, but it's not like at any sort of pace where, like, if you tried to walk through it, it would be difficult.
Okay.
Would I have
some kind of an illusion?
Would I have any clue what kind of creature or thing may be able to do this type of a thing? I don't
I've
even
heard
know
that
what
before.
Was it a spider?
You think it's a woman?
A very big fish.
No. I don't really think there's. Why don't you roll Arcana, I guess? Well, what'd you
To
get?
15.
15. Yeah, you're not really sure what's going on here. You know that you saw this woman. You know that she started walking through, and just as far as you could tell, she got way deeper than she should have ever been able to get in this water.
I've got a question.
Sure.
So well, I guess I would ask this. I feel as though, and just stop me if you think I'm going too far.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though Vale may have a little bit of experience seeing some very minor cantrip-y style things as an elf. I mean, especially high elves, they come with a cantrip, usually. In his experience with an illusion, I would imagine that, like, if, say, my hand was an illusion and I put my other hand through it, it would just pass through it as if it wasn't real.
Okay.
Is there anything about the way she was interacting with the environment that felt that way? Like, when she walked into the water, did it seem to, like, displace? Or, like, I don't know if I could remember that or see it, but...
Why don't you roll me investigation?
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah, sure. That's a natural 20 for a 23.
It's a natural 20? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you with that, I think you would pick up that when she went in the water, didn't react the way water would normally react when you stepped in it. The waves weren't really, the ripples that you would get with someone walking through and just making any sort of movement in water, they weren't present. You do get the sort of feeling that you're still not entirely sure what caused it, what it was, what the purpose of it was, but it was probably some sort of illusory something.
Okay. Everybody, I'm not entirely sure she was real. I don't think she quite displaced the water as much as she just went into it. I don't know. Usually an illusion does not have the same effect on an environment as a real person would. I just telepathically tell Isla to just do a perimeter, like a 300-yard perimeter, and just see if she can find anything. I don't know if maybe some kind of illusion tied to this place, or if there's someone casting a spell. I just kind of look at Melly, because Melly's like the magic person.
I'm not the one doing it, but...
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. Just if you knew anything.
I can't... I haven't got any idea if there's someone around. Melly's gonna be pulling in the rock, because I want the light near us now.
Did react when I called out to it, though.
Could it have been a ghost? Do ghosts interact with their environments?
I'm afraid what do I know about ghosts?
You ain't afraid of no ghosts.
That's right. You got that right.
I don't know. Well, has Vale ever had any experience with them before?
I mean, not any backstory stuff we worked out, but...
So you probably, you might have heard stories. But
yeah, nothing concrete.
As far as you, just with what you looked at, it looked like some sort of illusion. That's okay. What you were able to gather with your intelligence, and with a natural 20, I would say that you'd be pretty confident about that.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. Perhaps it is an illusion.
Well, then, do we feel safe resting here if someone is casting illusions?
Al just kind of shrugs and goes, "Hello out there! Is anyone out there?"
Can I see where she ended up, like, fully disappearing at? Like, is it a spot in the water that we could kind of relatively know that's where she fully disappeared?
Yeah, the last place you saw her would be, I think, the rock's still sitting there.
Okay.
At the bottom, right?
I want to walk over there and look in the water and see it, and maybe even, like, feel it down there to see if there's anything down there where she disappeared.
Okay.
Looking and feeling. I don't know exactly how deep it is or how clear it is.
Before, like, if when Max starts to walk towards the water, Melly's just gonna be like, "Wait, why don't we tie some rope around you just to be safe?"
Okay.
So Melly will tie the rope around his waist, and I mean, she's not very strong, but she'll hold the other end.
Not very heavy either.
Okay. Now I want to put a water spider there.
That sounds terrifying, Skelly.
It's a water face spider.
Jeez.
Yeah, 8 legs come out of the water and grab onto you. No, yeah. As you start to just step in, how tall are you, by the way?
3 feet.
3 feet. Yeah. So,
I think we picked the wrong man for the job.
Yeah,
so
kind of as you're starting to go in there, I feel like Val would be like, Mac, you want me to do it?
I mean, how deep? I thought you said that it was only like a couple feet deep.
It's like,
give or take.
At its deepest section, it's somewhere between like 2.5, 3 feet.
I would be willing to go out there with that kind of depth. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, so you start to walk in, just like a just as you step in this muddy floor of the water. And why don't you make like an investigation check?
That is a 13.
13? Yeah, so you just kind of I mean, how are you looking around in there? Are you like, dunking, you bobbing for apples, or looking around?
I mean, I would say I'm like, I would take a breath and go all the way down to the bottom to try to actually find it, whether it's bending down and kind of just like, I mean, we have the glowing rock that's right there, and just kind of like looking. I mean, I don't know what kind of floor is, if it's like super muddy to where I'm kind of like reaching in and seeing if there's anything down there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely trying to find anything if there is.
He's gonna dunk on that illusion.
Yeah, so you kind of dive down. I was gonna say dunk, no, but
Oh, boy.
you kind of go under the water and just start to just push through the muddy surface, or the muddy floor of the water, and you don't really see anything out of the ordinary there. There's some rocks, and as you step through, the fish kind of, they're like, get away from me. But you don't really see nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Which,
Well, then I take the rock, and I just the glowing rock, and I just kind of walk back to the shore where everybody's at. And I didn't find anything down there. I was thinking maybe some sort of magic item or was causing the illusion, or possibly conjuring her or something, but didn't find anything.
Where was she standing before she entered the water?
I mean, when I originally saw her, it looked like she was drinking the water. But I don't know, Vale, where was she before you called out?
Maybe 50 yards down the way.
Let's go head over there.
Yeah, I think. Has Isla maybe seen that area yet?
Yeah, was she still doing her perimeter search, or did you have her like looking around that spot too first?
I just figured that like a big radius would do the trick, so depending on how much time you think has passed, I guess.
I'd say she probably has come close enough to communicate. She can communicate. She could initiate the communication with you, right? Or do you have? Yeah, okay. So she'll just kind of let you know. So far, hasn't seen anything crazy.
Okay.
Not anything magical, at least. Just the typical forest things.
Vale actually just runs his hand in the water and just takes a quick little drink too.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to roll a con save. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I was like, this is probably stupid, but
no. Yeah, it's nice, cool, and it's very refreshing after the long day of traveling and fighting and just the emotion too of burying a body today. It's good to have a cool drink of water.
Sure. Okay.
And you notice just the ripples go through as you swipe your hands through.
I guess we just go to wherever she was at first and try to search the area.
Do we notice any footprints?
Don't notice any footprint.
Okay.
No
Max?
footprints.
What was she doing when you first saw her?
Getting water?
Vale, what was she doing when Isla saw her?
I think the same, Josh? Was that the truth, or
She
what was
was like throwing some rocks and whatnot.
She was like skimming stones, I think.
Alright, well, I was thinking maybe it might be like a triggered illusion. Someone walks to a certain stone and all of a sudden there's an illusion, but that wouldn't make any sense. she would have probably been doing the same thing.
She also may just absentmindedly be throwing stones. Seems a bit odd to do this at nighttime like this, though. There's nobody else around.
Melly, why don't you give me a either perception or investigation?
Oh.
D&D Beyond.
Solid 3.
Solid 3? Okay. Never mind. Can I get perception or investigation from everyone? As you guys are all kind of looking around this tree area as you're having that conversation.
I got a 10. Do you want Isla to make one as well?
Sure.
I got a 17.
14.
What does Isla have?
14.
Okay. All right. So as Melly and Vale, you guys are kind of, really all of you are having this conversation, but as you're having that conversation, and Vale, you say maybe at nighttime it's not the best for this, or what you were saying a second ago. Mac and Echo both notice that there's like a carving in the tree, and Vale, when you see this tree too, you would recognize this was the tree that you had Isla sitting on a branch of when she had first seen the woman. It's a very nice carving, and it's got a face and some sort of like beard-looking thing, a big nose, and just these eyes that kind of just like they look like they're staring right at you, like wherever you kind of move, it almost feels like they're following you.
Oh boy. Cast
Could I
Mage
do an
Hand.
Arcana check on it?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, 16.
16. It doesn't appear like inherently magical or anything like that. I'd say that you would recognize that, like, as you've been traveling through these woods, as you've been getting deeper in, you have been noticing kind of just some random spots where there's just like things carved into trees. It's kind of been like, just like a, okay, that's weird thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand on it, and then like 3 Stooges to go for an eye poke on it.
Okay.
Nothing hard, but just like a little.
Yeah, you do that, and a hand comes up and blocks it. No, I'm just it.
Oh, that would have been so funny.
I almost did it just because it would have been fun, but no, your mage hand comes across and just kind of nothing happens.
Scratch its nose.
Scratch his nose. It's still just nothing. It's just sitting there.
Well, I'm stumped.
I think that's good enough for me.
Something to be mindful of, I suppose, while we rest.
I mean, I do
Yes.
feel like we're a little ways away from here. I mean, we're not like right here on this beach, resting, so.
It's a good point.
We'll just have to make sure that someone's keeping an eye out in some way.
Yes, I would definitely agree. Definitely is odd for sure.
I'll have Isla stay here, and the woman comes back. Have her come back and let us know. I think. So I tell her that.
Okay. Yeah, Isla just kind of perches up in the tree where she was before. Just kind of, she has a good bird's eye view of
Oh.
what's going on.
We're full of something today.
I hate myself.
Yeah, but you're so proud too.
But she's got a good view of pretty much that whole area where you first saw her, where you saw her disappear, and you know, if she comes back, at least if she comes back and she's in that general area, Isla's gonna notice it.
Yes, I think we just make our way back, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, did everybody refill their water?
Okay. If I die, you're paying my bills.
Melly will refill her water skin also, and also a pot to make a stew.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so you're all able to do that and travel back to your humble campsite. By now, it's pretty dark. You just hear some owls off in the distance, and it's definitely be a good time to get some rest if you want to get a nice and early start in the morning. So,
I think that makes sense.
all right.
Let's do it.
Cool. Why don't you roll me perception for Isla?
21.
21. She sees some bats fly by in the night. She does not see the woman return.
Okay.
The night just kind of goes by. No problems after that. And
All right.
brings us back to just the morning. It's,
Oh, boy.
The birds chirp, you know, sun rises. I'm sure Echo's doing his Tai Chi or something. That's
Just simple meditation today.
simple meditation today. Yeah.
Mhm. He's feeling pretty good.
Nice. Good. And I'm sure Mac feels a lot better, right? And just remember to, you get half of your spent, or half of your total hit dice back. So you guys are level 3, so do we round up or round down, Jake? You're at 2. Okay.
You
so
have to round
that.
up because otherwise you'll never recover fully.
Yeah. So you guys will all get 2 hit dice back. And you're good.
Halfway through Echo's meditation, Melly's gonna walk over. Can I join you?
Oh, yes, of course. You perform meditation?
I haven't before, but I have a feeling that it might be something that's good for me.
I think it's something that's good for everyone. Please, have a seat.
Melly will sit down and meditate.
You just close your eyes, listen to your own breath, take in the world, and think about nothing. I know,
Okay.
not as easy as it sounds.
Nothing.
Think about nothing sort of quieter than that, I think. Sort of a lot quieter if you could do it that way.
Oh boy. Oh, I really want to see something bother Echo now. Like,
I think he didn't mean that in like he didn't intend that to be rude, even if it was. Like, even though it probably came across that way.
no, but I
He's
just
like,
want to
no,
see
you
it.
have to shut up to do it. It doesn't work if you talk. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, Melly will make like a mixed berry trail mix for everyone
Nice.
to have for breakfast.
I forgot to mention, but you also found some tree nuts while you were out there too. So
There it is.
Nice.
um,
Did we also find little M&Ms or like little yogurt chips?
Oh boy.
not this
Those are
time.
my favorite part.
Yes.
There were craisins though.
You basically find a box of Basic 4. Okay. Now I want a
Okay.
bowl of Basic 4. Okay.
So, hey, how well do you think Melly did when she was meditating? Do you think she like kind of got the hang of it, or it was still kind of weird for her the whole time?
I think it was weird because she's not used to doing that. Like she lived a very active life and was very like her brain's constantly like, what about this? What about that? And just like going. So to sit and try and be quiet and be still of mind was not. It didn't really happen. If it happened for like 5 seconds, that was the longest.
Okay.
Do you relay any of that to Echo, or do you kind of keep that to yourself?
Oh, she's not telling you that happened.
Okay.
She's being very quiet about it.
I think regardless, after you were quiet for a few minutes, and you know, roughly the, let's say, half hour or so total, I know he would have been meditating for about a half hour, so however long you were there, once he's done, he kind of stands up and just says, I think you're getting it, even if it only lasted for a few minutes. Any peace that you find in it is a victory.
It was definitely interesting to try and quiet my mind and think of nothing. Thank you for letting me join you.
Of course, it's not easy to get your mind to shut up once in a while, and I think everyone could do with that once in a while.
I agree. Sometimes it's also hard to get my mouth to stop talking, but
I feel like at
Shall
that
we-
point,
shall
you would
we-
probably hear Vale or Mac exclaim loudly as one of them won a gambling round of dice or something like, "Yeah! Ah, you nerd! I got you again!"
Well,
Or something.
I was actually going to say during the morning, I would like to actually use my poisoner's kit to try to start refining the spider venom
Yeah, sure.
for that half an hour to an hour that they're doing other things.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so why don't you Poisoner's Kit you have proficiency with.
Yes.
So why don't you use your intelligence plus proficiency? And then let me know what that comes out to.
That would be a 10.
Be a 10? Okay. So you, as you start to begin this process, it's still like new to you. You know the concepts, you've read about it, you've used poisons before, you know how they work, but creating them is still something that you're still trying to get the hang of, especially working with something you found in the wild and not something that was like commercially available, you know, that you got like a store or something. So you think that you're headed in the right direction, but you probably have to spend some more time than just like the half hour or hour in the morning to work on it. But you're definitely in the right direction, and you're feeling pretty good about the progress that you've made. And Vale's rolling dice.
And then I lose the bet to Vale that I was gonna have have venom prepared before they finish their
Yeah.
meditating.
Yeah. I was just saying, it was like there needs to be some kind of juxtaposition going on there.
Perfect.
I bet you I can have one vial of poison done before they finish meditating.
Definitely not. I'll take that bet.
So, obviously, you could head out, do your thing. If you wanted to spend more time with the like crafting and that kind of stuff, or foraging, or I know you mentioned hunting the previous night. If you wanted to spend time this morning or this day doing that, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, we could get down the road, but you guys just let me know. Let me know what your goals are.
I would just ask how many days or how much rations and provision did last night's foraging?
Melly was able to find 4 days worth, so that's not for each of you, but just like
Okay.
4 days. So however that's spread out, we'll say Echo is able to find 2, so that's a total of 6 days worth, and then Mac found water, which is obviously incredibly important as well.
It's a big deal.
So basically, we got about a day and a half total worth of rations for the party.
Yep.
If Mac has got work to do, I mean, Vale will go hunting.
Okay. Is that what you guys want to do?
Yeah, I think if that was the case, Echo would definitely make another attempt at finding more, more food.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would too. All right. So Max at home base, trying to make that potion or poison. You both are foraging. Vale is hunting. All right. Vale, I'm gonna say make survival, but I'm gonna give you advantage on it because I imagine that Isla is very good to have with you on a hunt.
Yeah, I would be trying to maximize that advantage. Okay.
What are you looking for too? Just
I mean,
anything.
Anything really. I mean, a deer would be great, but something that could give us a few days worth of food for all of us, if possible. Kind of swinging for the fence.
And you both can give me nature checks as well.
Okay.
I'm pointing to you like you know who I'm pointing to, but Melly and Echo.
I'm assuming that my inspiration is gone, right? Because I didn't use it last week. It was from the week before. It was meant for last week, and I didn't use it.
Use it for this roll. I'll let you use it for this roll.
Yeah, at this point, I'm not looking for like anything to break the game, but maybe I find like a really good apple.
Just one though.
Well,
A really
there's
good
that
apple.
Triforce.
Yes.
There's that Triforce, baby.
Okay, nice.
You found 2 good apples.
I'll say you found a nice looking apple tree. Actually.
Okay. Could I have found? I actually, one of the first things I was going to mention when everyone was talking about things they wanted to find was like mushrooms, just like a nice meaty mushroom.
Oh yeah. Like I actually just recently saw, like it was probably on Twitter or something like that. It was a picture of people like foragers posing with the giant mushrooms that they found, and you find something like that. Like it's the stuff of legend. It's one mushroom, but it is a full day's worth of rations. That's how big the mushroom is.
Okay.
Dang.
And you also find an apple tree. It's in there.
Okay.
By the looks of them, we'll say, I don't know. You want Granny Smith? What are you feeling?
I'm thinking Honeycrisp. Honeycrisp feels right. Yeah.
Honeycrisp. Yeah, that's what you find.
That's the kind of thing a halfling would really. Nice Honeycrisp apple. Come on.
I can see that for sure.
Yes. I got an 11
Awesome.
on my survival.
Okay, 11 with advantage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, and Melly?
12.
12? Okay. Were you going off in a different direction too, or were you with Echo? Kind of the same as yesterday, like.
Yeah, I would have stayed I would want to be able to see him. Like Melly doesn't want to be walking through the forest alone.
Okay. Sure.
Hunting's a little different, so Vale probably went off by himself a bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Split the party 3 ways. Why not?
So Melly, you also find some mushrooms. Not as big of mushrooms, but we'll say the amount you find kind of fills that half day of rations that we were kind of stuck with before, and it was kind of like we had 3.5 days worth of rations. You filled that. So we will also, let's just quick, and Mac, we will get to you in a bit. All right. So Vale kind of goes off in his different direction, and you find tracks. All right, you don't see a deer. You do find some tracks. Why don't you roll me another survival? See if you could follow them. See how far you can follow them. See how long ago they were there.
Sure. Would this also be with advantage because of Isla, or no?
I would say she probably wouldn't be able to help with the tracks as much. She would probably be able to help you find where something is.
That's better. 18.
18? Oh yeah. Yeah, you get a really good sense of it's a deer tracks.
Nice.
It was probably in this area minutes ago. Wasn't that long ago.
Ooh.
And you have a pretty clear path. It actually, and Echo, as you walk towards this apple tree that you found too, with the Honeycrisp apples, some apples on the ground, and why don't you roll me a perception check?
Okay.
And Melly, you roll perception too, since you were kind of close.
22.
22? Okay.
Dice are on fire tonight, baby.
I've been rolling 3s every time I roll something in the back end, just so you guys know.
Spoon fed over here.
A 9.
A 9? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Spoon fed about the food. That's right.
That's right. Okay. Melly, you don't really notice much of anything, but you see the tree, but you don't see what I'm about to explain to Echo. Echo, you see a deer kind of walk up and go to grab an apple that's underneath this tree that had fallen from the tree. It's a very peaceful moment. It's just kind of beautiful nature.
I hate you. I hate this so much.
I'm sorry.
It's close by, Echo?
It's fairly close to you. Yeah. It's probably, I'm gonna say like 20 feet away from you. But I'm also gonna tell you what else you see too, though. You see kind of maybe another 15 yards past where that deer is. You see these greenish eyes, kind of piercing through beyond the bushes, and you hear just the sound of an arrow. That was a really bad sound, but the sound of an arrow or a bow string stretching back. And Vale, just to make this more chaotic, Vale, you're probably about 40 yards back.
Okay.
You see this deer. You see its face. Its face is what's kind of right towards you. So, deer's looking this way. Vale is over here. Echo down here, so you can see the whole body of the deer. And what Echo sees is on the other side. So, Jason.
Do I see Echo?
I'd say probably not, but you could roll a perception. We'll see if you notice.
13?
You see that the deer is looking in Echo's direction. You
That's
see
a distraction, then. That's good.
Yeah, it's definitely noticed something.
Yeah. Okay.
That way.
How far away is this person?
The person?
The eyes in the
Yeah. They were 15 yards away from the deer. Deer was 20 feet away from you. So
pretty far. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So probably about what's that? 45, like 50 something, or math. It's
45
been a day.
feet.
It's-
You're doing
yeah,
yards, which is making this very confusing.
45 feet.
Sorry.
Because everything's in feet. Okay, and is Melly less than 30 feet away from me?
Are you less than 30 feet away from Echo, Melly?
Yeah. I mean, if Echo had pointed out the tree to Melly, Melly would have started, gathering apples also.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll say she's like 20 feet away heading in that direction.
Okay, so Echo's eyes switch from their normal sort of pale blue-gray to purple, and Melly hears in her head, Melly, there is someone in the bushes. Calmly step back.
Melly will, kind of stiffly take a couple of steps back, put the apple that she was holding into her basket.
And I think at the same time, Echo is also going to, as slowly as possible, just try to step. He gets the impression that this person is probably trying to shoot the deer and not him.
Mm-hmm.
If you want me to roll for insight or anything for that, that's fine. But that's sort of the vibe that I think Echo picks up the cue on that.
Absolutely.
So-
I would. Yeah.
His only intent right now is just to not be right now it seems like if this shot misses, he's getting hit. So
Yeah.
his intention is to just, as slowly as possible without startling the deer, just step 3-4 steps to the side.
Okay. Yeah, as this is happening, as you finish your conversation, you start to move. You hear as the bowstring snaps forward, and it just kind of goes right through. You see it go out the other side of this deer and just barely just right past you. And the deer just makes and just starts to run about 10 feet and then drops to the ground. Vale, you also see this, and just stop me if you do anything.
I shot the deer, though, right?
You did not shoot the deer.
Oh.
That came from it came from so the deer is, you were looking at the deer this way, it came straight through the other side.
I thought I had to beat on the... Okay. And now do I see Echo?
Yeah, we'll say you notice Echo now, and all of you at this point would notice this humanoid creature with cat-like features. Some would call it a tabaxi. It's got orange stripes, and this woman just kind of walks out. She's got this fierce look in her green eyes, and she starts to make her way towards the deer, and she stops in her tracks when she notices Echo in front of her. And she just kind of looks at you, doesn't say anything.
I take out my copper wire and cast message to Echo and says, I am hidden, but I saw that. If danger breaks out, I have your back. You can reply to this message.
So I have to clarify something. I have to ask this for clarification.
Yeah.
I have to actually speak in order to respond to that, yes?
Yes, it can be a whisper, and...
Okay, I will
allow
not
you-
respond.
Okay.
I will not respond. Echo absolutely would not respond because this person is right in front of him, looking at
Yeah.
him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Echo just kind of takes a deep breath. Well shot. A fine hunt. And then sort of gestures please go right ahead.
She'll start, and Vale, are you trying to hide where you're at now too? You don't want to be seen?
Very much so.
Okay, well, why don't you roll stealth too? No, just roll regular stealth.
Okay. That's a 18 plus 5 is 23.
Okay. You actually just made it. Or you think you just made it.
Oh, good lord.
Cats, man. And you see her as she just kind of, as you say this to her and you bow, she grabs another arrow kind of quickly. When she sees you move, she realizes that it's not really a threatening thing that you're doing. She just kind of loosens, she doesn't like loose it, like let it go, but just kind of loosens the tension on the bowstring and starts to walk.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I think at this point Echo is holding his stick, and then he realizes kind of what's happening and just very gently places it on the floor and says, "Apologies. We mean no ill intent. We're simply passing through."
And she'll kind of lower her bow. She still has the arrow in hand, still has the bow in her hand, but it's low. It's not pointed towards anyone. She looks around. She looks for like a hard second in Vale's direction, and then stops, looks at you. She kind of looks back. She sees Melly over there. Starts walking towards the deer, and she just says, "What brings you this way? This is a very dangerous area. You should not be here."
Yes, we would not be here if it was not for a good reason. We've received a message from what we believe to be a greater being that we need to find something in the area of Melasmir.
Melasmir. That place is cursed. You only find trouble if you go that way.
Yes, I'm not surprised to hear that. Actually,
And I think I turn around to Melly and gesture, like that I think it's okay to kind of come over.
I'm not sure if this person was affiliated with you, but we unfortunately did find one of your kind who passed away not far from here, just a day or so's journey back down the road. It seems that it was beset upon by one of the giant spiders in the area, wrapped up, but we made a small grave, and I do apologize if this was out of place, but we did bury her and made a small memorial in her honor, but we did keep her a piece of her effect in case we found one of you.
Melly will have approached very, slowly, very not aggressive. I like my friend Echo said, we weren't sure if, she had any family or loved ones, but we did want to preserve her memory should we come across someone who did know her. Melly will take out the piece of cloth and the little toy canary. Do you recognize these effects?
As you told her this, her tail kind of starts to jerk in a way that cats aren't super happy when their tails are wagging, and there's a look of sadness in her face for a moment, and then it goes right back to that fierce look that she had previously when she was on the hunt. And she will just say to you, "I appreciate your kindness. This was my sister. Thank you." And she'll take it. She'll say, Where was she? Where did you find her?"
What was the direction that we came from? I believe we were heading north, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it was probably southwest.
About a day's journey. Okay.
It was probably only an hour or a mile away, actually, wasn't it?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
you guys-
Yeah, I forgot it wasn't a full day's journey.
Yeah, a little more than a mile, but only an hour though. Yeah.
She's not far. About an hour's journey to the south. She's right alongside the road. And I apologize that we arrived too late to be able to do anything, but we couldn't just leave her there. And
This is
I'm
not your fault.
sincerely sorry for your loss.
You have my gratitude for paying respects and taking the things that mattered most to her. She loved this. She loved this toy. And she'll kind of twist it and watch the wings just kind of, so we will visit this site and pay our respects as well. Again, I thank you.
Her resting place is marked with a unique stone, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find.
The spiders and the wildlife in this area has been, well, it has been not very good lately. They've been much more aggressive. Typically, a spider is not something that we would really have to worry about, but they seem to be more organized and they seem to be going together.
When we fought them, there were quite a few of them. I believe there was at least 3 or 4, and one of them had very peculiar abilities. We lost sight of it at one point, and it appeared somewhere else, almost out of thin air.
Yes. We call these a phase spider. They are very difficult to deal with. I can tell you the two of you did this on your own. How many of you are there? Is it just the two of you?
Trying to determine if Echo would lie about it. I think he's already told them that he's already told her that we're heading to Melasmir. Although Vale did explicitly, he said that he was hiding, so I don't think he would out Vale.
Melly would look to Echo, like, casually for, like, cues, because she remembers the conversation that Vale had with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Man. This is tough, because I think Echo's, like, feeling very, like, he feels okay with just being pretty straightforward with this Tabaxi after this, but at the same time, he's pretty torn.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
Gosh.
Well, there are actually 4 of us. One of our compatriots is doing some chemistry back at our campsite, and the other was actually doing what I believe you're doing as well, searching for some sort of food for our travel.
Can I hear this?
I'd say yeah. You could probably hear it. Yeah.
Vale just stands up and does like a little throat clear, little
She
just kind of waves. Like, both hands
immediately turns and just
up. Hands are up.
Oh,
eyes on
he's
you.
he's
I mean you
one
no
of,
harm.
He's one of our companions.
You're traveling with one of them. You're traveling with an elf. You killed me, Michael.
I mean, I'm hoping they bought some goodwill with the news of the sister. And that's
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
bad news, but
No. Do you know what they did to this place? Do you know that all of this was because of them, because of his people? They're not
Well-
good people.
I can't speak for everyone else, but I hope it won't be too bold to speak for our companion, but he's saved my life. I can't say that he's, a bad person, and he's never done anything wrong to any of us, and I understand if you can't trust him, but we ask that you don't harm him. He's very important to us.
He's also one of the people who managed to recover your sister, for what it's worth. And while I've spent quite a bit of time around elves, and I don't entirely disagree with your views, they can be a bit much. I can say with utmost certainty that Vale, our friend here, is a good man.
Vale just says,
She kinda-
it's true, all of it.
I'm very, very good.
It is.
She'll-
I certainly can't speak for all of my people, but I certainly mean you no harm.
And why do you come this way? Why do you search for Molesmir?
Want
Do
to
you
know
follow
it?
him? Is he the reason you go to Molesmir? Is this what you were explaining to me before?
No, not him. I don't know if... Vale, do you still have it?
I do, actually, yes. Is it alright if I approach? If not, I will stay here.
You would do no such thing.
Alright.
Is it alright if I go collect something from his bag?
Because
It
of
should
this,
clear things up.
because of the kindness you have shown me today, and you have shown to my sister, I will let you live, and I will leave this deer for you. But
Oh,
I will no longer communicate with one of them. And she looks kind of conflicted when she's saying this too, because she wants to believe you, because she knows that at least Melly and Echo, you were sincere, and she sees that Vale is pretty sincere too. But it's going against her nature and everything she's been taught. So she just slowly starts to back away. She leaves the deer there, and as she gets towards the bushes she was near before, she just begins to sprint off in the opposite direction.
We didn't get your name.
Vale just kind of shrugs and says, I'm sorry.
I probably shouldn't have said anything. I suppose I misread the situation.
No, I think you did a very good thing. There was only one, and it was the prime opportunity to see how they would react.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to find someone who cared for the other one that we found.
I agree.
Well, at least we have some food, and I suppose we have at least a few hours of safety from murderous cat people.
At the very least, I suppose if she spreads the word of what we did for her sister, then we may be able to pass peacefully through their lands.
Hope for the best, expect the worst, I suppose.
Kind of, yes.
Mac, why don't you make me another one of those checks that I told you about before? It's gonna be intelligence with proficiency.
That's a 15.
15? Feeling pretty good. Give me one more.
21. Yes.
21. Yeah, you are able to convert all of this kind of raw, like, spider venom that you had into a poison. And the way that you think this is going to work is it's going to be on like if you put it on your weapon and actually make an attack, like, and it hits, like, you break the skin, that's when it's going to do damage. It's not going to be like an ingested thing or like as soon as it touches someone it does something. But if you're able to hit with an attack, it's going to do something. You know it's going to be damage. Not entirely sure how much damage yet. You'll find out after we take this break. And yeah. So we're just going to take a quick break, everybody. Thank you for hanging out for this long.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you. And
Any
if you have
questions? Yeah, like Josh is about to say. Any questions? Plop them in chat. When we come back, we could talk about it.
All right. You guys ready to do the thing?
Yeah, I think so. We'll go back and collect Mac, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Mac has his poison. You three, you have the stuff that you foraged, and you also have a good-sized buck in front of you. It's an 8-point, pretty sweet.
How heavy is the deer?
Oh, pretty freaking heavy. Yeah. I mean, but this is D&D, so you could probably carry it.
Totally just throw it over my shoulder. I'm like, what? And just because it's a kind of a thing, is the Tabaxi's arrow any good? Can I take it? Oh, it went through, you said. I forgot.
It did go through.
Yeah. Oh, I think you are muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was a perfect shot. It went right straight through the heart. Didn't end. The good thing about that too, I know, like, some of us might be like, oh, animal, like, it died seconds after that. That was a perfect shot, the most humane way that it possibly could have gone. You know that with a shot like that, she was a pro.
Yeah. Yeah, so other than that, I guess we just bring the deer back to our campsite. And
you could carry 200 pounds, right? I'm assuming that you can, because D&D is kind of crazy like that, because the deer's right around 200 pounds.
I believe it's strength score times 15.
I can carry 150.
150. All right. Yeah, you can't. I mean, you could drag it if you wanted to. It would slow you down.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I lied. Pushing, dragging, and lifting is strength times 30 pounds.
So it's 300.
Yeah. See, you're good.
So I'm more dragging than I am carrying.
you see what I mean, though? I was like, oh, it's really big. You probably wouldn't be able. It's D&D. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Hey.
As I'm taking the deer and, like, we're dragging this deer back, Vel is like, I've heard of these magical items where the inside is much larger than the outside. We need to get one of those things at some point. Lots of fun things you can do with magic. Maybe someday I'll learn something like that. I don't know.
You know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
My brother's stomach.
I suppose he can put it away, huh?
Like you would not believe.
Suppose growing up on a farm, you'd need to be able to have quite the appetite.
Well, yes, it was a lot of hard work, and those who did a lot of hard work did eat a lot, so.
All right, well, I suppose let's get this back to camp and portion it out.
See what we can
Never
do.
had to deal with that before.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Melly, actually, you probably would know more about this than any of us. I would think.
I do know how to butcher a animal. That's canon now. Yeah, so when we get back to camp, Melly's gonna go to work, you know, cutting the skin off, doing like the different layers to get like the meat, so that way it's like in one piece.
I just have that scene from Game of Thrones where Tywin is doing that while he's berating Tyrion about something. I forget, but
roll me a survival.
Okay.
And
That is a. Oh, where is it?
if I can assist, I will.
Let's see what she gets first.
A 17.
17? Yeah, you just like, you find the spot where you just make a quick cut, and you take out, you have a little small fixed blade for a time like this, just for cutting through and getting everything ready, and you're able to just cut the one spot where you could just kind of grab all the things you don't want out just in one quick, toss that aside, and you're just able to cut everything up nice. And yeah, you have a lot of meat. I mean, it's raw meat, so it's not going to last forever, but you have a lot of meat. And you also were able to get the pelt off just fine, the animal skin off just fine. If you wanted to try to make something out of that, you're welcome to try to do that. If you wanted to do something with the antlers, you could go nuts with that too. You had a very good roll, so, and you said you've done this before, so.
So, if it would be all right with the party, I would like to make a stew. You use the bones to make a broth, and then you add in, the vegetables and some meat, and maybe we could make a carrying case out of the hide, like some sort of, so we can carry around some of the stew. Not too much, because I know the water is quite heavy. And then maybe we could, cook some of it, so that way it'll stay, fresh for as long as possible. Maybe dry some in the sun, if that's an option. I don't know exactly how long we all want to stay here for. And we should definitely dry some of the hide, because I think it would come in handy. And we've also got hooves and antlers, and there's just so much that you can do with all these different parts. I definitely think it's worth using all of them.
Absolutely. It sounds like a plan.
I mean, with the amount of meat we got, I don't think it would hurt to spend a little extra time just to make sure we have provisions for a good portion of the journey. I mean, we do have a decent journey ahead of us.
I completely agree.
And also to eat something that isn't, dried nuts and sun-dried grapes and dry.
While that's going on, I feel like Vale would want to go back to the stream and just see if there's anything else going on there.
You're going like an hour back down that way?
Oh no, I meant the stream where we saw the lady.
Yeah, that was like an hour away, because you guys didn't wait. No,
I thought.
Did you guys camp there? No, you okay? I'm sorry about that.
I got you.
Don't mind me. It's been a day. Yeah, so you're able to do that, and why don't you roll me a perception?
14.
14? Okay. As you're walking through, once you start to get close, hold on a second. Once you start to get close to the tree with the face,
The music change.
you see this woman.
Okay, so
Long hair.
how far away am I from her?
She's across the she's on the other side of the stream, like in between some trees. And she's noticed you. She just kind of locks eyes with you. She has that this deep green eyes that just kind of feel like they're staring straight into your soul.
Okay, just a couple of questions. It's just me and Isla.
It's just you and Isla, yeah.
Okay, that's a big important one. The other one is, do I have an estimate of actually how far away she is from me?
I'm gonna say, we'll say that the river itself is about, or the stream itself is about, like, we'll say 20 feet wide.
Okay.
And from where you're at, she's probably 60 or 70 feet away from you. I mean,
Okay.
you don't have time to actually, like, map it out and be like exactly how far she is.
No.
But she's,
I'm just thinking for my teleporting range of 30 feet. Definitely beyond it.
Yeah, you know it's beyond your teleporting range, but
Okay. So I just kind of wave and say, hello there. We tried to find you yesterday.
she starts backing up.
I mean, you no harm. I take a step back myself.
She stops for a second. She kind of looks at you. She turns around and starts walking the opposite direction into the woods.
I telepathically tell Isla to go back to camp and try and bring them back to me.
Okay.
But just
Right.
however long that's going to take, I don't know. Are you okay?
She keeps walking.
Are you in any danger?
Slowly. She's not running or anything. She just kind of just walking away from you into the woods.
Mm.
She's probably like 80 feet away, we'll say.
Vale is really curious by nature. He's going to go to the edge of the water just to see if she's still just walking away.
Just walking away.
Please don't go.
She stops for a second. She turns. She just kind of looks back at you. Turns back and continues to walk away.
How accessible would the music box be? Like, could I use an action? Like, is it that quick to retrieve it?
I imagine it being in like the. All right. Well, I'll tell you what I've thought for your secret compartment, and you can tell me if you think that's true or not.
Okay.
I felt that your secret compartment was kind of like you have your backpack, you have all the things in your backpack, and underneath those things, there's like a secret compartment.
Like a
And you
false
have to-
bottom.
Yeah. So you would have to
Yeah.
take everything out and then get to it. If you feel like there's a different way that would have worked, that's fine because we never talked about that. That was just how I imagined it.
I kind of imagine the same thing, so I can't
So I
say.
think it would probably take you a little bit. I mean, you might be able to do it quick if you just like dump everything out of your bag. It'd probably take you say like 2 actions, I guess.
Yeah.
But
She's already walking away. We're trying to get to Melasmia. Do you know anything about that?
she'll stop.
We want to help.
She's just stopped. She hasn't moved.
In Elvish, I say, I am a friend. Do you understand me?
Just kind of looks back at you like what? She turns a little bit.
I found something. Hold on a second. And now he starts rummaging through his bag, trying to get to
Begins to run as soon as you start doing that.
run away from me.
Away from you.
All right, I'm just trying to get a basic idea for the direction.
Hold on,
that
wait.
she's...
Real quick, you did say I am a friend in Elvish.
I was
no.
just gonna say that. Does it trigger?
Does anything happen? Oh, man.
It's also I am a friend is not that's just the word that he used from Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
It's
Rings
not-
Elvish, I guess, is different.
That's a fair
than-
point. Yeah, it's
than
technically a Sylvan word.
Wildemount. Yeah.
But even I'll also say that even if you did, it wouldn't have gone through.
Hmm.
Not through the bag.
He just sighs. I feel like his stuff is on the ground, so he just starts putting it away.
Okay. And kind of at that moment, Isla gets to.
She's got a flying speed of 50 feet, so she can move pretty quick.
Yeah, so she probably get to the camp by then. I'd say that maybe like 2 or 3 turns, something like that. You guys aren't too far away from it. She gets to the camp, and then what does she do when she gets to the camp?
I think she just starts cawing like a lot, like ah 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 ah, and then like, you know, starts to like follow, like go, and if they don't follow, she comes back and is like ah ah ah.
With her doing that, I would cast Speak with Animal and.
Oh, I did not even think about how awesome that is.
What's going on? I mean, because I see her going crazy like that. I'm assuming that he sent her back. You know, like I just.
What is that, Shane?
Yeah. So what's she saying?
Yeah.
Vale said to get you. I feel like that's pretty much it.
Vale needs us now. I say to them, and I ask her, where is he? I mean, I'm assuming he's down at the lake or the thing, because I'm thinking he would have told us that, or I think did you tell us?
Yeah, he would not have just wandered off without saying anything.
Okay. Is he down by the stream?
She's back.
Oh, she's back! Hurry, guys! And
I feel like
I kind of wait for them to like join me, but then we take off.
Yeah, I get up and scoop a couple more spoonfuls of stew and as I'm running. Oh, no. Oh, my friend!
Yeah.
Maybe I grab like one more ladle full.
Running with the bowl while she's like trying to eat.
Gotta save my friend, who I care about very much. Yum 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 yum.
Absolutely.
Can't do that on an empty stomach.
Yeah. By the time you get everything back into your pack, they would have caught up to you, and she's long gone.
Well, I saw her again. She definitely seemed less afraid of me as opposed to all of us, but she went and points in the direction that she went. She seemed to hesitate a little more when I spoke in Elvish, actually. I don't know this. I didn't want to go wandering off without you. I really wanted to go wandering off without you. Not only is it a mystery, frankly, she's gorgeous. And, you know, that's just nature taking its course, if you will. Nonetheless, should we go after her?
It's hard to say. This sits right on the line of being legitimate and a trick.
It's true. She just has these piercing green eyes. I now am realizing that might not be as significant as I say it, as it felt in the moment.
I don't necessarily have an issue with if you feel like you want to figure out the cause of her or what exactly is going on here. I don't know if it benefits our quest, you know, at all, but
what if it does?
Do you think she may know something about Melasmir?
She seemed to stop when I mentioned it and just... I mean, maybe a glare would be the right word to say. I don't know if it's a glare or she was just intently listening at that point. I don't know. Everything's a freaking mystery here.
Well, she's clearly attached to this particular place. I know I could benefit from staying at the campsite and finishing preparing the food. I wouldn't mind waiting, but I don't know if our travels can afford that.
Was she headed north, Josh? Like, no. Okay.
No, she was headed. I had not thought about this. She's not headed in the direction of Molesmere.
Okay.
She's probably headed. We'll say she's heading west.
So when she left this time, she didn't go into the water?
No, she went into the woods, and I point again in the direction. She was across the stream. She never entered it this time. Some kind of intelligent illusion or something. And am I standing by that tree with the face on it, the carving? Or is it on the other side of the stream by where I saw her?
I figured that would be the first place you went to when you went to look for her, so
yeah.
I assumed you were standing near the tree.
Okay. What is this thing? Vale just starts studying it intently. I don't know if it's like going to amount to anything, but... yeah.
You've seen him around. It's kind of been the story, like, just as you go through the woods, you've seen just random, like, carving things. I think I only mentioned one last session, but in the 4 days previously, you definitely saw some other things like that. Maybe not necessarily with the same face on it, but definitely, like, some carvings in the tree. It's kind of like, doesn't really point towards any specific, like, race or anything like that. Like, it's not like sometimes you look at something and you're like, oh, this is dwarven craftsmanship or like something like that. You look at the carvings in the tree and it's like, what is this?
Has each carving been of a face?
No. There was one of a frog, one of a face.
Okay.
Just some of some random creature form as well, like a wolf's head.
Well, I really don't know. I don't want to go delaying things unnecessarily. The mystery that's unsolved kind of drives me more than a little bit crazy, but this place is very dangerous too. So.
I think let's just head back to camp. I don't know if this is something we should pursue. I think it's more dangerous than we may suspect.
That's probably wise.
Also, future reference, don't run with a belly full of stew.
Oh, really? Is the stew ready? Oh, I missed... Is there more for me?
There's plenty. And if you all like it that much, we can certainly make more.
How long did you guys spend looking around this area?
Oh no.
Camp unattended.
See, I was gonna say that I stayed behind, but then I was like, if someone gets hurt...
I mean, it doesn't sound like we were out that long.
10 minutes or so? Does that sound fair to everyone?
Yeah, I would probably say,
right.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was rolling for trash bandits, but you guys are good.
Right.
Yeah, get back to camp and everything.
And we good?
For the most part, it's how you left it. There's a little squirrel just kind of like sitting by your gear, but when you know it's like trying to get into the trail mix that Millie made, and as it sees you guys come back, it kind of just scurries off.
Oh well, I don't know. Maybe just get my food and stew over it. I think that one needs a...
That was tough.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so Vale suddenly falls prone. No.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Let's see. So as you're all just kind of chilling out, just eating and reflecting on the past few things that have happened. Has anyone told Mac about the tabaxi yet? Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you realized that you hadn't yet.
Alright.
We didn't get that far, yeah.
Okay.
So we fill him in,
Okay.
right? Unless you want to RP that.
That's up to you guys. Do you wanna...
Does Mac
Alright.
have anything significant to say when we tell him the story?
Not really. Just taking it in and. I mean, we're definitely gonna have to be careful because there's a good chance that if we get seen by them in the future, they may attack on sight if they see Vale.
Yes. Maybe we could make him like a hat.
I could just make sure my hood is up all the time.
I like the hat idea, actually. Deerskin hat
Oh,
with the
man.
antlers.
I mean, if
Maybe
it works,
put the
it
tail on the
works.
back.
Oh boy.
All I know is you're not using my sleep cap.
Oh man. I would never dream of taking that from you. I do think it's probably wise though if if my heritage is not readily visible right now. I don't want to provoke any unnecessary danger. So yeah, if we can fashion some kind of cap situation, I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, when you get over towards like the remains of the deer, you see that there's a swarm of rats trying to like feed on it.
Ah,
No.
When they see you there, they actually attack you, and you could roll for initiative.
oh
for
gosh!
rats.
Dang it! Well,
Are we all rolling, or is this just happening to Vale?
You could all roll.
I got a 19.
Okay.
14.
My blue dice is nice today.
Nice.
16.
13.
Every time.
It's all pretty good.
Um,
Vale died that day to a swarm of rats. It was a rat-tastrophe. Oh man, Michael. It was ratastrophic.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like it's really unexpected because most of the time if you were to run into like this many rats, it would be like if you've ever seen Ratatouille when like the ceiling falls out and they're just like and they just kind of run out in every which way. It's like that many rats, but they run towards you. Maybe
Okay.
a little bit less than that many, and they like run right towards you, and they will roll a natural 1 to try to bite you.
Yes.
And just like there's these rats just kind of like running to get on you, and they're going to like nip at you, and you're kind of just like no, what just easily getting out of the way.
What is this?
And Vale, you can go first.
All right, I'm going to use my bonus action, and my sword just appears in my hand. Just kind of materializes. Take out my shield, and I just swing at these rats. Try to get them off. Okay, so that's a 12 plus 5, so that's 17.
That's a hit.
Okay, let's go. Ooh, max damage. 8 plus 3 is 11 slashing.
Yeah. So as they're like running up to you, you kind of just swipe at it. Yeah, and just kind of like, just a bunch of them just kind of, just kind of fly away.
Okay, get off of me.
Yeah. There's still a bunch of rats there, but
A little help, please.
So then it would go to Mac.
I guess I'll just.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. Who rolled the 16?
I did.
Okay, yeah, it goes to Mac. Sorry.
I would run up next to him and use my rapier to just kind of go after as many of them as I can. Let's see if I can have a rapier kebab.
Do your thing.
Oh my gosh, rat kebab.
That is a 15 to hit.
It's a 15 to hit. Yeah, that's a hit. Roll your damage.
That is 9 piercing.
Make your
Yeah.
point.
As you kind of just, start like poking them, and they're like, "Get out of here." At that point, they do the ratatouille thing and just kind of, I made that sound more magical than it was. They all scurry away into the woods. Yeah.
Ugh.
There's like
Creepy
a couple
things.
dead rats over there now, but most of them have just gone out. Really just weird. Gross.
Silly vermin.
Well,
Ugh.
that's very disappointing. I hope the meat hasn't spoiled. Wild rats often carry a lot of diseases, and can I
Do you-
check the meat?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know how to tell?
Why don't you, I feel like medicine sounds right for that, or nature. Whatever sounds right to you. If something else makes more sense, then, just let me know what you think.
I think either of those are fair.
So, take your pick.
If you do medicine, I'd like to assist. This Vale has a
And
little.
I'll do-
Sorry, Vale. Echo has a little bit of a experience.
We'll do medicine then.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Moment of truth. Oh my gosh, both of those were terrible. That's a 9.
It's a 9.
Mhm.
Okay. Hard to say, like what kind of quality it is. You know that they couldn't have been there for that long, because you kind of did like your run through of the camp when you first got back, and then you guys just started eating, and they showed up right after that. As far as if any of the rats were carrying diseases, you don't really know.
I think to be safe, the part that they nibbled off, I'm just gonna chop off and put into the fire.
Yeah, it wasn't that much, just a little bit.
Okay.
And who's making the hat for Vale?
I mean, I can give it my best effort.
Well, yeah, it depends on what we're using, because
I don't even know. Give me a second for that.
Melly would assist. I mean, coming from the farm, they probably had to,
yeah.
Well,
hem a lot of their own clothes and.
Would a forgery kit
Echo did
proficiency help?
modify his own.
I have proficiency in disguise
clothes.
kit. Now, granted, I don't have a disguise kit, but like the actual kit itself. But I don't know if I might have proficiency in crafting of some sort like that.
Could be something there.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to check one thing. What do you think you would roll? I feel like since it's making something out of something you just killed, I feel like survival kind of makes sense. But if you wanted to make an argument for some sort of dex thing, I would allow that too.
Maybe sleight of hand.
Yeah, let me. All right. So what does that look like then? Your sleight of hand? I feel like that. I like that. Sleight of
I got
hand.
good sleight of hand. I could do that.
All right. Yeah.
Me too.
Make your hat, sir.
All right. Here we go. Natural 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me?
Kinda,
That's a result of a 6,
Yes.
but it's a natural 1.
you kind of just like make these cuts like all in the wrong places.
Yeah.
And it's just like the skin, the pelts
Oh,
is just
boy.
kind of all like messed up, and it's just not.
Bale just
there's-
holds it up.
It's like the
it
nose
looks like
sticking out of one part of it or something.
It looks like a paper snowflake that you would make in school, like around
Oh,
like,
God.
Christmas time. like you gotta put it on your head, and
In
there's
the
just all
second
these,
grade or
like-
something.
Yeah.
Just
Is
kinda
enough
hold
to
it up.
cover his ears.
Yes, but it won't fit comfortably, and it could fall off very easily.
Vale just kind of throws it on the ground. He's like, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work.
Well, you tried.
Yeah. That's all you can
Could
really
I-
do.
Could I roll a performance check to like fix it? And like show him like, oh, this is what you should have done to make it?
I'm gonna say
I'll show
Yeah.
everyone how to make a hat.
go for it. Go for it. You
Oh,
use
boy.
your charisma to show us how to make a hat.
I'm really capturing everyone's attention.
You could mix it up.
That's gonna be a 13.
13. You have it like headed in the right direction, but you realize that like even just making something out of like an animal skin in general, probably not going to be able to do it the same day that you killed the animal. Like it's probably going to have to dry out. And, you know, well, there's steps involved, but you kind of after Vale showed you that, I feel like you were like, well, Vale, yes, we can make a hat out of this, but first you need to do all these steps, and you kind of fixed some of the damage that he did and started that process. And not gonna have a hat today, but maybe in a couple of days you'll be able to have something.
Maybe a headband or something is just simpler. I don't know. I wish I could
I'm
grow a
imagining-
beard. That would actually make things very easy.
I'm imagining like the Burger King, like you know how like crown.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Well,
Um,
I mean, unless there's anything else to do, I don't know.
yeah, so right now it's probably like afternoon-ish, because you got an early start and you've done a few things, but you know, even if several hours passed, it's still in the afternoon, and you start to hear this noise in the distance. And why don't you all roll perception checks for me?
I'm gonna use a different dice. That one betrayed me. Oh, that's better.
15.
15?
15
Three.
for me also.
22.
22. All right. So Vale kind of perks his head up first as he hears this, and you all start to notice. And Melly,
Huh?
you see them eventually paying attention to something and start to listen along, and you hear this like banging, like as if someone is banging on like a war drum, just this rhythmic thumping, this just
Everyone?
echoing in the distance.
Get your gear. Does it feel like it's coming in our direction?
It feels like it could be coming in your direction. You had a 21?
Me too.
22?
Yes, sir.
It was coming from the area where you found that deer to begin with. Coming from like past that. It's
I think we should hide. Or run.
Is it in the direction of Melasmir? I don't remember which direction they headed to go look for the
it is,
deer.
yeah. It's all coming from the north.
Yes, let's get everything out of here.
Echo would definitely start putting out the fire and trying to hide as much stuff as he could.
And I send Isla out to get a little aerial view, and just as soon as she could find what's going on, to book it back and let us know.
Okay. All right. So we'll say by the time you guys get like camp cleared up, that's when you hear from Isla. And
Okay.
if you, what's the distance for you being able to actually see through her eyes?
100 feet.
100 feet. Okay.
It's the same range for that and the telepathy.
Yeah. So she'll actually have to come back and just tell you. She could speak to you, right?
Yeah, it's just telepathic communication.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's images or words, but
All right. Well, let's do images because that sounds fun.
yeah.
You see just like several little nasty looking warriors. They have these big ears, and they just have like these crazy sharp teeth. They're shooting arrows. They're by near a stream actually, but way north.
And they're attacking something?
They're attacking something. You see they're attacking these warriors. Their warriors are wearing these animal skins, and they're wielding bows and short swords and things of the sort, and they are cat-like beings. You also see this one very large creature right in the middle of it, kind of leading the other smaller guys, and just you see him with this one giant swoop just smack a tabaxi, and it just flies. And
Okay. Do I recognize what those creatures are?
yeah, it'd be goblins and an ogre.
Okay. All right. Do I have an estimate of how many there are on both sides?
How many there are on both sides? From what she saw, there are probably about like 4 to 6 goblins and 1 ogre.
Okay.
And maybe she might have seen like 5 tabaxi, 4 tabaxi, something like
Okay.
that, 4 after the one got thrown.
Yeah. There's a small group of goblins with an ogre attacking a small band of tabaxi. And it's just, and I point in the direction of the sound. I think we should help them.
I agree, we have to do something.
Even if it's just a way to start a dialogue between their people and mine.
All right, what are we waiting for? Let's go. You're muted.
Alright, good. That was
Okay.
smart about it. You probably know what I was doing anyway. You guys could open up Fantasy Grounds, and
I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of rats at the campsite.
Oh,
when
God.
we go back.
well, you cleaned everything up.
Oh,
Yeah,
'Cause
okay.
you're trying to, everything's packed up.
So I actually don't have.
I'm about to share it with you.
Okay, I was just making sure it didn't like time out or something.
Nah, you good.
You good?
Good.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah. All right. Let's
So,
get this.
If you would like to change the position of your tokens, I'll let you guys do that. I also need initiative rolls from you. And were you trying to approach stealthily? Were you trying to just run up and get there as fast as you could? You could have mixed answers on this if the rogue is trying to sneak and the rest of you are just trying to get there.
I'm definitely gonna try to sneak.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check. Are you trying to keep pace with them too while you sneak?
I would not.
Yes, I would try to keep keep so. But I would probably. Oh man, I
I'll
want to
allow-
say that how much can I see currently? Like from where my token is at the moment, how much of this can I see? Can I already see the ogre and
It's-
whatnot?
Yeah, it's
Or is that-
daylight, so I would say you'd be able to get a pretty good vision of almost everything. Anything that's like seems like it's behind a tree or behind cover that isn't giant like the ogre, you probably would have a tough time seeing, but you have a pretty good layout.
I would actually want to try to cross the stream. I don't know why it's not letting me move my.
It's very
person
bad
at
in
the moment.
Ghostbusters. I wouldn't do it.
Why is it?
It's very bad.
Sorry, it's
Pay
not
no
letting me,
attention to the man behind the curtain. Okay.
not
alright.
letting me move my character at the moment.
Yeah, hold on a second. Okay. Oh, this is so strange.
Like a distance estimator.
Yeah, so you tell me where you want to go, and then I have to click whether to accept it or not.
Okay.
What's the
Well,
trigger?
Well, I
setting?
wanted to.
You should be able
now,
to move.
now I can move.
Yeah.
I wanted to cross the stream right here at this shortest point,
Okay.
and then try to approach from the trees to go stealthily behind them.
Okay.
Is what my goal is for going. So I would not be with the rest of them if they're continuing along this side of the bank. I don't know which side they're planning on, but that's what I would try to do.
Okay. So I would let you get to the other side of the river or the stream for sure.
Okay.
And then where did you guys? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Millie. Izzee.
Oh no, it's totally fine. Before like we actually got super close to everyone, Melly is going to cast aid on the three of them.
Okay.
Oh, I know that's good, but I don't know what it does.
All right, so aid for 8 hours. You guys are bolstered with toughness and resolve. You get each target hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5. So you get 5 extra hit points for the duration.
Ooh.
What's extra nice is it's not concentration. So I can do aid and then I could also do bless.
Beautiful.
That is awesome.
That's
Um,
very good.
I think
did-
for me, as soon as I am in line of sight within 150 feet, because I think that's my. Make sure. Yeah. As soon as I'm within 150 feet, out comes the bow.
Okay.
Echo's going to be joining, just in case this is going to change anything, but Echo's going to be joining Mac on the other side of the river.
Okay. All right. So I'll just have you both like over there. Is everybody happy with their starting points?
Yeah, I think that's
Seems
fine.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Mac, I want a stealth check from you. Jake, you could roll to attack whatever you wanted to attack, because I'm assuming you're doing that like as you're running. Why don't you give me a disadvantage actually for that too? Because you said you wanted
Okay.
to get one like as soon as it was in 150 feet range. That's your long range, right?
150. Yeah, so beyond 150 is my long range.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 600. I have 600-foot range for disadvantage, which is just stupid. Use a
Is that a
longbow, kids.
longbow?
Yeah, use a longbow, kids. So like I would just stop using my action to dash as soon as I could. Like I would be firing, moving a little bit, firing. That would be
Mhm.
at
Okay.
least my thinking.
Yeah, and what were you trying to hit too? Goblins or
Seeing that it looks like there's the ogre right in front of the tabaxi, I would be trying to shoot the ogre.
okay. Yeah, I'll let you. You'll get. We'll just say you get one on the ogre before we get to where we're at, because like the furthest point away on this map is still less than 150 feet.
Right,
But I'll
got
let you have it though, because it makes sense that you would have tried to do that.
Okay, sure.
You're the only one with that kind of range anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. 14 plus 7, 21 to hit.
21? Yeah,
Mhm.
that'll be a hit.
Okay. And then 4 plus 3 is 7 piercing damage.
7
And
piercing damage.
Yeah. And
Alright.
then I just make a really loud like "Ah!" kind of a sound to try and get attention.
Okay. Awesome. All right, and I want initiative from everyone too. And Michael, what'd you get for your stealth?
It was a 14.
14. Okay. Yeah, you think that they don't really have a beat on you based on like the chaos of everything that's going on right now. I think 14 is just fine.
Oh, initiative 5.
17.
14.
Melly got 21.
Nice.
There we
No,
go.
I prefer to go last. Makes it a little easier, but
Okay.
It's fine. We'll find a way.
everyone's at full health, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had a long rest, and you would, even if you had taken damage, you had plenty of time for short rests too. All right, so 21 was Melly. 17 was Mac. Yep. Okay, 14 is Echo. Bringing up the rear is Vale. All right, my friends. Oh, I need to roll one more.
Got
Very
this.
Okay, there's a lot of moving parts in this one, so this can be fun.
I love
So-
three-sided encounters.
Yeah. So first things first, the goblins are going to do their thing. They're going to try to make some attacks here. And pardon me. Okay. All right. So, goblins are going to be making some attacks with the short bows. Just roll these at once. Oh god. All right. So, this guy right here. You can't see the one that I'm talking about. This one right here. Gonna stay there. He's gonna attack short bow on our friend the Tabaxi, who's standing right here, and he rolled a natural 20. So it's not gonna be very good. Yeah. So he just kind of like, and just kind of like last thing he knows that like it got in the right area, and it just kind of sticks this Tabaxi right near the collarbone, and it just kind of drops to a knee. And he's just kind of gonna hang out there. The next one, this one right here. This one kind of saw where that arrow was coming from, the one that Mr. Jacoby sent. And that is a 14 versus your AC, sir.
To hit me,
Yes.
I will use my reaction and cast shield.
Okay.
Which gives me a +5 to my AC for the, I guess, until I go again.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. So it's crazy. You haven't seen Vale do this yet. You see this arrow just start to go, and it's like going right towards him, and he just kind of just. What does it look like? What does shield look like when you do that?
It is verbal and somatic, so he just mutters an arcane word, and just kind of his hand just kind of flares up, and there's just like a. It looks like it would have hit him, and it just like impacts on something that's like an inch away from his hand, and just like,
Yeah.
and then there's like a little shimmery force that kind of goes around him, and then just seems to disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, in this blue light that just kind of like shines, and just like for a second you almost feel like you see there's a barrier there, and the arrow just crashes against it and snaps and breaks into pieces and falls on the ground, and Vale is okay. And the next one we have, there's so many of them. Okay. Next one we have here tries to make an attack at the guy across the water, and that one is just gonna kind of go right by him. It looks like everything's okay. And the other guy does something else, and that will bring us to Melly. Oh gosh. Andy broke in.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Okay.
You got this, Melly.
Okay. Okay. Double. Okay. Sorry. How much further up do I have to go to be within 120 feet of the big bad guy, the ogre? You're muted.
Sorry, I muted myself because Andy, you are currently within 120 feet of him. I think you're about 80 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my sorcery points to cast Distance Spell, which doubles my range. And I'm gonna go ahead and use Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, just tell us
spell.
about that.
So, hold on, I'm sorry. I'm like, my hands are so sweaty right now. So, oh gosh, where is it? So, Sacred Flame, it is flame-like radiance. And it is a dex save of 14. And when they fail the saving throw, they take 1d8 radiant damage.
Okay, nice. So he's got to make, I'm sorry, what kind of save?
A dexterity save
Dexterity.
of 14 or higher.
Oh, yeah. So,
And it's on the ogre?
yeah,
Yeah.
he rolled a 10. So let us know. Roll that damage. What you got?
Alright. Come on, 8.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, 8 radiant damage comes shooting out. It's like a pure white light. Almost looks like snowflakes and sparkles.
I love that. Yeah. I feel like you hear a little like, ah, like as it happens, you know, something like that. And he just kind of, you know, as he takes 8 radiant damage.
And Melly's gonna just step right there. Just down one.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and also just so everyone knows, the stream is difficult terrain. So difficult terrain means that basically costs you double the amount of movement. Every square, instead of being 5 feet, is 10 feet. So
That makes sense.
Melly, is that your turn?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for this round.
Okay. All right. So up next is the ogre. As he just not happy about whatever the heck that was. He's gonna take his massive club that he's just got dragging on the ground behind him and just go to kind of sweep it to the left and smack that tabaxi that is right in front of it. And he did not get high enough, as he just kind of taps the rocks a little bit as he tries to you know, swing his great club, and it loses some momentum. And you see that this tabaxi with it's kind of got, its fur is like a white with orange stripes on it, just kind of jumps and kicks off of this club and lands down on the ground ready to pounce. Mac, you're up.
All right. I want to move up as far as I can, and then I want to use cunning action to use my bonus action to dash, and then...
And just so you know, the trees would also, well, if you're moving through like thick trees, it would be difficult terrain. Yeah, you know what? Do you think?
That it would get me to here.
Yeah. Okay.
I do still want to be stealth, and I would like to take my action at this point to coat my rapier in poison,
Okay. Perfect.
and then that would end my turn.
Yeah, you're able to do that. All right. And as far as you know, you are still hidden. That will bring us to Echo.
Okay. Echo takes out his spear. I don't know if anybody has played Sekiro, but basically he holds his spear up and then basically strikes a pose, like a Tai Chi pose, up on one leg, and just softly whispers to himself, "Quickness of the wind," and has spent 1 key point to activate his Step of the Wind, which basically doubles his movement speed for the turn as a bonus action. Allows him to dash as a bonus action. So he will just kind of run right up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then the dash 5, 10, 15, 20, and just run right up at this guy, and he's just going to stab at him.
All right.
He's gonna run right up and he's gonna shout. I don't think he's gonna be sneaky about it at this point. He's over it. And he just says, "Get away from them!" and drives his spear right at him. 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah, it is.
I love our front line. Let's go.
Max damage. It's
Yes.
12 piercing damage.
How do you want to do this?
I'll say not as brutally as he did before. It's almost like scarily clinical. Like, as opposed to like when he kicked off the wall and drove down into the guy. This is just, he runs right up and then just in and out. Bam. Right through the heart.
All right.
And then just turns to face some of the other fellas. And actually, yeah, I still have a couple more feet of movement. So I'm going to move up next to these rocks right here.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah. As the goblin just kind of falls into the water, and if anyone pays attention, you see that the water starts to have some red just kind of spread through it. Echo, why don't you make a perception check?
Okay. Uh, 13.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That was a good turn, though. Great job. All right. It is the Tabaxi's turn now. And they're going to do their best to kind of figure out what the heck's going on, because they were on like the losing end of this battle, and then suddenly just these shouts just come from the other side of the stream, and then just as you start to run upstream, you bring chaos and rain hell on the enemy with you. So our Tabaxi friend who is fighting this ogre is going to attack with her short sword, and she makes the first attack, and it does not land. This is why I needed the note cards, guys.
Maybe land go here?
Maybe land go here? Oh, it does land. Holy crap. All right.
Ogre's not too hard to hit.
Ogre is not too hard to hit. Yeah, okay, so she's actually going to make both her attacks with her short swords. And we got a die down. Max damage on both of them.
Yes.
As she just
Yes.
this crazy motion, just like she's the one who had just like the club was swung at her, and she just kind of jumped on it and kicked off of it. While she's still in the air, she's going to come down with that short sword and just slash to the side. And then she's still on her way down, she's going to slash again. And just kind of as she kind of moves to... I don't know the best way to put it. Just as she kind of moves to this spot right here. And she will deal a total of 14 slashing damage to the ogre. And he's having a bad day now. Okay. Alright. This Tabaxi is just trying to do his best to keep breathing right now because that was not good what had just happened to him. This one back here, he's got a longbow and he's going to try to hit something. And that's going to be a 16, and he is going for this here goblin who had just shot his friend. And what do we have here? Oh, baby.
Do the thing, do the thing.
He is going to do 3 piercing damage.
Still better than no piercing damage.
It is still better than no piercing damage, as the goblin just kind of like, you know, he was the one that was like, ha ha ha, you know, when he made the attack, and now he's like, oh shoot, I didn't like that. All right, when we do have one more, he's also going to make attack at the ogre, and this one is just gonna kind of right by as it kind of cracks into the stone and smashes. That will bring us to Vale.
Vale, alright, let me just come on down here. Vale is going to move 30 feet straight down the river, so that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's gonna get to this riverbank right up here. And he just takes out his bow and he fires at the ogre.
Alright, what do you think?
2 plus 7 is 9. Dang it.
That is a miss.
It is. I'm gonna take my action surge.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll a different dice because reasons. Okay. I'm gonna shoot the ogre again, I should say.
Okay.
Okay, 15 plus 7 is much better. That's a 22.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Max damage, 8 plus 3 is 11. Piercing damage.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you kind of run up as you're moving. You do the just kind of right past, but faster than anyone even knew possible. You take another arrow out of your quiver, pull it back. And this time you wait a second and really just make sure you strike true. And this one just kind of gets it right in the belly, and just this black, nasty-looking blood just kind of shoots out as it spills down his side. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
He is just going to, again, kind of just with a war cry kind of a thing, just try and grab attention. In common, just shout, "Look over here!" Just screams out, trying to get attention.
Sure.
And that's it.
Yeah. All right. It's going to bring us to the top of initiative with the goblins. As the goblin in the back pulls out a horn, and you hear, and you start to see as more goblins come through the trees. And we're going to end there and pick up next week and see what happens.
Oh, God in heaven.
No.
Oh, why did why did I use my action surge? You gotta take that ogre down, that's why. Oh boy.
Oh, sorry, headphone users.
No, that was a good horn sound.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dang, Josh. Why? Okay, dang.
Hey, man, that's content. Gotta do the cliffhanger sometimes.
The cliffhanger is strong with this one.
10:06, we're supposed to end at 10, so.
Yeah.
So we a lot of things happening. You guys got some strategizing to do.
That's true. That is true.
I don't see. Oh, I guess were there any other questions? Any other questions?
That's true, yeah.
Let's see. You just do equip meets meat, needs meat. That's the second Ghostbuster reference this session. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't really see any questions in here, but you guys know where to find us.
Yes.
Twitch.tv/JnJ Tabletop. Twitter.com JnJ Tabletop. The real Josh T. Obi-Wan, is this the right way? Am I pointing the right way?
You are not.
I'm not. Obi-Wan will be over there. It's Expo.
Yep.
Mad Dog MSG, right?
On the
MSD.
Twitter machine.
MSD. Yeah,
Nope.
all that's going to pop up on the screen.
It's all good.
If
So-
anyone has any questions, yeah, reach out to us throughout the week for sure.
Absolutely. I know we normally don't raid anybody. However, Captain Robear, who runs the Tuesday night game, is live right now, and it's not a rerun. It's a legit thing. So everybody just... this is like old school, because we actually can't do raids unless Paul is here or something like that. I'm just going to go ahead and... This is where we're going. This is like how we used to do it in Twitch.
Oh man, the good old days. Yeah, please save RDRP raid. Something along those lines.
RP raid. There you go. That's the raid message.
Hopefully
All
this
right.
worked out.
Yeah, Captain Robear is a really cool dude. So let's see what happens. He's got something called Bog Stalkers.
Oh, that sounds fun.
That does sound fun.
But before you head out that way, be sure to check out Rare Drop Roleplay tomorrow night. Captain Robert is playing a game. It's Reckoning Hour. The next day, there's going to be the
Tuesday.
The fulfillment. Tuesday. Sorry,
Yep.
and then the Wednesday is the fulfillment campaign for Guardian Con. So that's the game with all of your favorite Rare Drop people, and that's just craziness. So be there for that. Check out all the Rare Drop programming throughout the week. We were so happy to have you here tonight. And
Absolutely.
we hope to see you soon. So
Absolutely.
have a great day. Go freaking raid.
Blow it up. Blow it
Do
up.
the thing. Do the thing.